Hello, I'm Juliet Adams, and today we're going to look at what happens in our brain when we practice mindfulness. Mindfulness is all about developing a greater awareness of our thoughts, bodily sensations and emotions, moment by moment, experienced in an atmosphere of non-judgment, openness and curiosity. Working with clients, I often describe mindfulness as a form of brain training attention to where we want it to be. As an example, if we use our breath as an anchor to focus our attention on, our attention wanders. We notice our attention has wandered. We notice our reaction, and we return our attention to the sensation of breathing. We use the breath as an anchor. Our attention wanders. We notice that our attention has wandered. We notice our reaction, and we return our attention to the sensation of breathing. When practicing mindfulness, we repeat this cycle over and over again, and with each repetition, we further strengthen the neural pathways in our brain connected with this activity. How we do this is really important. If we do this with frustration and excess effort, we end up becoming tense. This triggers our sympathetic nervous system, flooding our system with fight or flight hormones, and we fail to reduce our physiological state down to more of a resting state. Our mind will continue to feed its own state of stress, and mental activity won't calm down. I often liken this process to puppy training. We need to cultivate an attitude of curiosity, playfulness, fun, and lightness. Nobody's mind, not even a Zen master, will retain attention 100% of the time without the mind wandering. Our attention will always wander. We have to notice the distraction and be gentle with ourselves, just like training a puppy. If we get angry with the puppy whenever its attention wanders, we just end up with a frightened puppy. We need to be playful and make the learning process light and fun. In the same way, we need to do this with our own mind when practicing mindfulness. So now, let's look at the chain of events that happen in the brain when we practice mindfulness. When we practice mindfulness, we form an intention to focus attention on something. It could be the body, it could be sounds or breathing. As we do this, activity increases in the attention association area. As the mind quietens further, activity in the prefrontal cortex regions associated with emotional responses, decisions, planning, and judgment decrease. Next, as the mindfulness practitioner becomes less aware of sensory information stemming from their external environment and therefore less aware of their orientation in space and time, as activity in the orientation association and visual association area decreases. This chain of event activates two important structures in the limbic system: the hippocampus, which in turn stimulates the amygdala. These two structures are responsible for assigning emotional significance to our experiences. These actions on the hypothalamus and the amygdala modify activity of the autonomic nervous system. A peaceful state arises as a result of the activation of the parasympathetic or relaxation nervous system, and then, as the different neural, hormonal and other triggers swing in, the sympathetic or arousal system is produced, producing a mentally clear and alert state. Physiological effects such as changing to breathing rate, heart rate or blood pressure are the result of the amygdala's effect on midbrain structures that control this function.